Welcome back, everyone, to the High Tempo Sports Podcast, episode 166. Today, we are back for another weekly episode. We're recording this on Tuesday, just a quick heads up. Kind of been like the thing lately. We've been recording on Tuesdays lately.
Yeah, it's pretty nice for the editor. It's pretty nice.
Wednesdays have been a little busy, you know?
We're always busy.
I am championship basketball game tomorrow night, so
that's hype.
A little busy. But
y'all are undefeated, right?
We are undefeated, yes.
Undefeated and I am. That's hard.
And, we're really good.
Yeah.
And then after, if we win tomorrow, we'll go to the districts for IM, and then state IMs, and then national IMs. So.
I can't tell if you're being for real. Okay, I didn't know if that was.
They should do that.
I know they do managers, they do the managers tournament.
Do that. Yeah, they should do
I didn't
that.
Know. That'd be awesome.
That's what we were talking about. Just do a MAC championship. You know, we'll take on Eastern's IM team and Buffalo's team and all that. Do a conference tournament, and then the winner of that goes to the actual tournament, just like real life.
Well, has any team even have you guys been within 10 points of any other team?
Yeah, there's some good teams, yeah. And the game last week was pretty tight all game.
That's hype.
The semifinal
That's so hype.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, and I got my first game tomorrow, high school game. I coach high school basketball in mid-Michigan, so we're getting started tomorrow.
Exactly.
And Wednesday nights are busy.
We're
busy guys
exactly.
hoop season.
So we'll see. We might have, obviously, like Easton said, with coaching, we might be differentiating what days we podcast and everything. If you're watching on YouTube, you see us looking over here. We're watching the Pistons game right now. It's fourth quarter, playing the Heat. They're playing pretty good tonight, too, actually. No one, Bojan's going off, but, everyone is kind of just having a good game. So, but let's talk about, let's get into this episode. Let's talk about the minor news that's happened today, just so we can get it out of the way. Baker Mayfield signs with the LA Rams today. He was released by the Panthers. Was that today or yesterday?
I think it was yesterday.
I think it was yesterday. He was released by the Panthers. Apparently, the Panthers didn't want to release him. Baker asked to be released so he could go play for another team, which makes sense because he was not the starting quarterback for the Panthers anymore. And he signs with the Rams. There was a lot of talk about the 49ers, but the Niners came out immediately and said, no, we're not going to sign Baker.
Yeah, we don't mess with him.
Exactly.
They might be the smart franchise.
And the Rams, it makes sense for them to pick up Baker as they don't own their first-round pick, and their whole entire team of good, the only good players on their team are hurt. So they need to get somebody to play quarterback. Just sucks because this foils our plan. I'm not saying that Baker's good enough to, have the Rams win out, but, I think they'll win a game.
Yeah, do I think he is better than their current starting quarterback? Yeah.
Yeah.
But, he also could be worse.
He could be. I mean, he was worse than Sam Darnold and P.J. Walker this year.
He was terrible in Carolina. So low-key, right now, they're planning that it doesn't work in our favor, but it could end up in the long run working in our favor.
It could work even better.
Yeah.
He could be better or worse than Bryce Perkins was.
Yeah, exactly. Throwing 5 picks a game, Baker Mayfield.
So, and they play Thursday night this week, so I assume he's not going to play, being he signed there today, but maybe he does. I don't really know.
That'd be pretty wild. 1 day turnaround. You get one. I guess he probably practiced. He probably didn't practice today.
Probably not. He probably showed up there.
Yeah, exactly. He's practicing tomorrow.
Exactly. So and they don't practice the day before the game. They just do a walkthrough. Oh, so he's definitely not playing. He's definitely not playing. And then the other thing, Jimmy G, this is the talk. He went out on Sunday for the rest of the season, they said, and it was Brock Purdy's time to shine. Mr. Irrelevant of the draft this year. But they came out today and said Jimmy G does not need surgery, and he may be able to come back for a late playoff run. I think it was they're giving him 6 to 7 weeks on his injury, 6 to 8 weeks, which there's 5 weeks left in the NFL season, a 4-week playoff. I think that I did my math right. So if the Niners can win and get 2 rounds deep in the playoffs, there's a chance he comes back.
Yeah, and we were talking about this. How important really is the quarterback in San Francisco?
Exactly.
Maybe not as much as we might think.
I think their team is built for their quarterback to not be the biggest concern.
Yeah, they don't. The quarterback doesn't influence the game as much as other positions do. And I think they've kind of planned for that.
Exactly. And obviously Jimmy G, he is their leader, and he was the guy they want to be there.
He's great at what he does.
Exactly. But we saw Brock Purdy, he came in and had a really good game, and they beat Miami. So, it's a good job from Brock Purdy. And then I guess we might as well talk about the college football playoff too right now before we talk about NFL. The college football playoff is set in stone. We had a crazy championship weekend, starting off with USC losing to Utah. And then TCU at noon on Saturday losing to K-State. We were both talking to each other are they going to find a way to put Bama in this thing? And they don't. They end up making it, I think what people what most people thought it should be. With the Peach Bowl being number 1 seed Georgia taking on the 4 seed Ohio State Buckeyes, and in the Fiesta Bowl, the Michigan Wolverines at the 2 seed take on the TCU Horned Frogs, the 3 seed. TCU loses and they still stick at 3. Ohio State moves in. No Alabama, obviously no USC. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I think the committee did an awesome job. What they did is what I thought they should do, but it's not at all what I expected. I thought Ohio State would jump up to 3 and TCU would drop to 4. I didn't assume TCU would fall out, but I love that they didn't move anything. I think they nailed it. Michigan and Ohio State don't have to play right away in the college football playoff. They might end up having to.
Who knows?
But I think the committee did an awesome job. I'm really excited for the Ohio State Georgia game. I'm really excited to watch that game. A couple of Heisman candidacy frauds on the field. Who knows?
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I think the committee nailed it. I was really happy.
Quick line guess. What do you think the line of this Michigan TCU game is? I'm gonna double check because I checked it right when the college football playoff came out. But I'm gonna double check it real quick while you.
Okay, we're playing guess that line.
Guess that line.
I don't know what a championship on the line or like a playoff game does to the line.
I mean, I would just say I think if Michigan was playing TCU, what is the line? I don't think that influences it.
-7.5.
I think that is it. I'm pretty sure that's exactly what it was. Let me double check here. Obviously, we're using FanDuel. We're not sponsored or anything, though.
Might as well, though.
Exactly. I mean, you might as well, right?
FanDuel,
yes,
FanDuel,
Michigan
FanDuel.
-7.5.
That's
Nailed
right.
it. Nailed it. Nice. All right, Georgia, Ohio State.
Ooh, I'm gonna take Georgia -2.5.
Georgia -6.5.
Really? Really? Okay.
Smaller spread than the TCU Michigan game, but obviously just barely.
Man, dude, I think that game's gonna be closer than people think.
I think so
it's
too.
Gonna be much closer than that.
Exactly. So we'll. I mean, or also it could be a huge blowout too, because it is Georgia playing. So
yeah, and it is Ohio State.
Exactly. Yeah. Ohio State gets their chance at revenge in this playoff. It's going to be fun to see how it goes down. We have a lot of time before these games actually happen, so there's no need to harp on them now and talking. You know, when it's the weekend of, we will do it in depth pregame of these games. Let's talk about the Boyan.
Damn.
Pistons up 10 now with 6 to go.
We're winning.
This would be a nice road game.
This would be huge.
It would be a nice huge game.
That was a crazy bucket.
He's been going off in this second half. He had 3 points in the first quarter.
I might have changed up my breakout players list.
All right. And then quickly we'll go through the other bowl game, the New Year's 6 bowl games, the other 4. In the Orange Bowl, it is Clemson versus Tennessee. Sugar Bowl is K-State versus Bama. So shout out to K-State. You win the Big 12 championship in an upset. Congrats. You get to play Alabama.
Yeah, good luck.
Cotton Bowl is Tulane versus USC. So we'll see if Tulane is legit. They won the AAC this year. And then in the Rose Bowl, Penn State versus Utah. This should be a fun game. Utah was in the Rose Bowl last year and blew a humongous lead to Ohio State when Jackson Smith and the Jigba had his big game. So we'll see if anything heroic happens that time.
Was it true that he's not playing in the college football playoff?
No.
What a freaking loser.
He hasn't played all year.
We talked about this.
Yeah, he's been opted out since week. It shouldn't be no news that he's not playing in this game.
Yeah, you actually were saying it. Yeah, because when we watched Ohio State versus Michigan, we were talking about it.
Because he opted. He came back that 1 week because he did get hurt early in the year. Mm-hmm. He came back 1 week, played the first 4 or 5 snaps, and then didn't play the rest of the game, and then just has not played all year since then. And it's he opted out for the NFL draft, to focus on the draft, which I don't want to be the guy that says oh, you shouldn't do that, but your team's in the college football playoff.
You shouldn't do that.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't do that. Exactly.
You probably shouldn't.
And speaking of that, let's quickly talk about the Heisman finalists. Your 4 finalists are Caleb Williams, Max Duggan, Stetson Bennett, and C.J. Stroud. 4 QBs. Welcome to the club of having one of the best players in college football be snubbed from the Heisman finalists. It's not a good club to be a part of.
It's the worst, and it's horseshit, because I honestly believe these 4 guys don't really deserve it. I don't know one of the 4.
The Heisman sucks, dude.
It sucks. It's a terrible award.
This is not the MVP like the NFL is.
Mm-hmm.
MVP is most valuable player, which makes sense. It should go to a guy on a really good team and a quarterback, because the quarterback of the good team is valuable.
Yep.
College football, Heisman Award is the best player in college football. Yeah, if you're, 2-10, probably don't have a chance to win the Heisman. But the fact that 3 of these guys are in the playoff, and I mean, we can arguably say that the 3 of the guys that are in the playoff, Duggan, Bennett, and Stroud, are 3 not the best players in college football. And Caleb Williams, who is going to win the award, was going to make the college football playoff until his team lost.
It's all about being a good player on a top 4 team. I think if you have a top 20 team in the country and you have somebody who's dominating and made you the top 20 – you should have that guy in. That guy should
maybe
be
like Kenneth Walker.
Yeah, that guy exactly. I mean, especially 2020 vision. Like we see how many games he actually won.
I know
for MSU.
Boyan just hit another 3. They're up 15.
God,
he's going off right now.
God damn, these Pistons are awesome.
But yeah, this Heisman race is over anyways. There's no need to talk about it. You can't even bet on it on FanDuel. They removed it because it's just like. It's free money for anyone that wants to bet on it. You still can on Caesars right now. Caleb Williams is minus 2,500 with Max Duggan second place plus 2,000, Stetson Bennett plus 3,300, and CJ Stroud plus 5,000.
It like really pisses me off that Stetson Bennett's in it.
I know.
I don't like him.
Like Georgia is like you can put. I was like we were talking about that with Jack. I was like, bro, Jack, you could go play quarterback for Georgia, and they're probably still undefeated.
I would say the exact same thing. Like, what impressive thing does Stetson Bennett do to win Georgia games?
Exactly.
That everybody else is also doing.
And it just sucks because like Hendon Hooker was like going to be a prime Heisman finalist.
Awesome.
Got hurt, so he obviously didn't make it. But even if he doesn't get hurt, Tennessee doesn't finish playoff, he might not make it. It's frustrating. Blake Corum obviously should be in this top 4. I know he did not play on the last game and only the first half of the Illinois game, but still, I think Blake Corum for sure should have been in this top 4.
Yeah, it's just ridiculously wild how much people. It's Michigan versus everybody at this point. Right. Nobody cares about us anymore, and we're about to prove everybody wrong.
Exactly,
it's no big deal. No big deal. Right. Chip on our shoulder.
Let's talk about the NFL because we have something to talk about. The Detroit Lions is what we have to talk about. We were at the game on Sunday, and if you knew what happened in the game, you can imagine we had a great time. 40-14, absolute blowout. The best Lions win all year. Probably the best Lions win in a couple years. Because this game was over from the get-go. I mean, Travis Etienne fumbles it, and we recover, come down and score, and it's like we're gonna win this game by a blowout, and we do. It was never even a sign of light for Jacksonville. Everyone played good. It was love to see DJ Shark have a big game against his old team. DeAndre Swift looks like week 1 DeAndre Swift.
Yeah, man, that was hype.
J-Mo came back. Obviously, he didn't play much. We were, everyone wanted J-Mo. Every time he stepped out on the field, the place went nuts.
Yep. We actually started and joined in. Trust us, we were the loudest ones maybe in the whole chant.
Yeah, exactly.
Of the We Want J-Mo chant. We were right there.
Looking back at it, fourth quarter garbage time might be the time you don't want to play him, but we wanted him.
Yeah, we appreciate you, Dan. I mean, we just had to let J-Mo know. We don't expect the coach to listen to us. That wasn't for you, Dan. That was to let J-Mo know how excited we are for him.
Exactly, yeah. Aiden Hutchinson gets his 6th sack of the season. James Houston gets another one. Yeah, he almost had another pick. Alex Anzalone is continuing to have put together some pretty good games here. Just all around a great win for the Lions.
I mean, clearly we've put the league on notice of how good we are and how good we've been playing as of late, and the whole year, for that matter. As we're favored going into next week against the Vikings, a 10-2 team.
Crazy.
We are favored. That's how good we've been all year.
5-7.
Man, it's so hyped to be a Lions fan right now, even though we could be in a better position, but the seasons went well otherwise than a couple blunders at the end of games.
Yeah.
It's been pretty awesome, and the game was just electric.
It was so fun, yeah.
It was electric. It was awesome. And even to see like Trevor Lawrence play was awesome. That guy is a
tall.
Freak.
He's a large guy.
So much bigger than I thought.
Yeah,
like
dude.
He is and he's so fast.
I know.
He is dumb fast.
I mean, he's going to be really good.
He's going to be so good. Christian Kirk, I liked watching him.
He had a pretty good game.
I like Christian Kirk.
Shout out to Zay Jones for just dropping hella passes to allow us to continue to win that game big.
Yeah, and shout out Agnew and Marvin Jones for not doing anything to beat us.
Agnew did have one nice play. Did he score the touchdown, actually? He might have scored the touchdown. I don't think he did.
I don't think he did.
I don't remember who did.
It wasn't Kirk.
Was it Zay? No.
I think it was. I think it wasn't.
I have no clue.
I have no idea.
Agnew had that's what Agnew did. It was on 4th down. He converted it early in the game.
Do that all you want, buddy. Good time in Jacksonville.
I'm not gonna talk shit about Agnew. I like Agnew.
Yeah, I'm just saying you do a good job against the Lions.
Yeah,
letting us win.
Yeah, we still got the easy win.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, shout out to Marvin Jones. It was nice to see him back in Detroit. But what a great win. Oh, who was that?
Corey Joe.
He's having a good game too.
Big miss. Don't matter.
A foul. All right. Yeah, so that was a Lions game. Obviously, it was a great time. Let's talk about weekly picks, though. We're going to talk about the playoff picture and everything after weekly picks. last week, weekly picks. We had Willie join us for weekly picks. He beat us the one time he played. So let's talk about last week.
Hope we didn't allow it to happen again. His head will get big. He'll get a big head.
He will, yeah.
He won't be able to fit through the door.
Thing is, though, we're not going to tell him, though, so he better hope he listens to the podcast.
But he doesn't.
No. I'm going to get this out of the way quick. I might have had the worst week in weekly picks history. I think Willie sitting next to me really was giving off some bad vibes, and it made me pick some wrong picks. 6 out of 19.
Holy shit.
It's bad. 0 for 4 on the spread picks. All bad. Like, it was just terrible for me.
It's terrible.
No way. You and Willie. No, I did terrible. Like, this is between you and Willie.
Okay. I thought you were going to say, however, you did worse.
No, I was getting me out of the way.
After I was shitting on you.
Willie, once again, has a nice round, 13 out of 19, getting 3 for 4 on the spread picks. So
damn, that's big.
He did pretty solid. You just couldn't do it. 12 out of 19. You went 1 for 4 on the spread pick. So you picked a lot of the games right, but the spreads weren't there. You beat me by 2 on the spread totals for the year, 25 to 23. And this gives you an 8-5 lead over me with 5 weeks left of the regular season. You've won, I think, 3 weeks in a row now. This isn't good.
So if I win one more,
if you win one more, there's potential to tie,
tie,
which was the same exact thing that happened last year.
Yeah.
You got up 9-5, so I don't want it to happen again. This is must-win week for me.
You're like must-win the rest of the year. And
right.
You definitely don't want to be working from 9 to 5. That's just tough. That's just tough to come back from.
Let's just get into weekly picks. High tempo weekly picks.
High tempo weekly picks.
All NFL games of the week.
What teams are gonna cover the spread?
Pistons gonna win season 3.
Screw the Heat.
Welcome back. Go Lions. J-Mo back.
High tempo weekly picks.
Yep, the Pistons are gonna win. They're up by 19 with 2 minutes to go. This game is over. Nice win out of Detroit.
Yep, we own the Heat.
All right, let's get into it. We have 6 teams on bye this week, week 14. It's the last week of the regular season of fantasy football, and there's 6 teams on bye. I mean, what are we doing, NFL?
I'm like screwed.
Yeah.
David Montgomery, Michael Pittman, Brian Robinson. I know those don't sound like 3 really good starters.
Let's use all those guys start?
Yeah, every single one of them. And it's a must-win week. If I lose in fantasy this week, I'm done in the playoffs. If I win, I'm in the playoffs. So this week I'm dependent on Tyreek and Tua, my QB wide receiver stack, and they could. I just want to point out, this is record-breaking. We are 18 minutes into this podcast, already into weekly picks.
I feel like we've done that a few times this year.
Maybe.
We get into it right away a couple different times.
It's better when we do it this way.
You could check the stats book.
Double check. I'll check the rule book too while we're at it.
All right, let's get into it. Thursday, or the 6 teams on bye, by the way: Chicago, Washington, Green Bay, Indianapolis, Atlanta, New Orleans. Thursday night football, we have the 5-7 Las Vegas Raiders taking on the 3-9 LA Rams.
The Raiders have been scoring really well lately. Devontae, he looks like the best wide receiver in football again. He's just dominating with the amount of touchdowns he's getting, the amount of catches he's getting. Josh Jacobs is balling. I took the Raiders in this game, and I'm going to take their spread at -6. I think they can just blow out these Rams.
Yeah, I took the Raiders as well. I did not take the spread, but I just took the Raiders. It's tight. The Raiders, though, when we start talking about playoff picture, man, I remember back weeks ago I said the Raiders might be that sneaky team. They're finally showing it, even though they were like 2-7 at one point.
What are they now?
5-7.
3-game
like
win
Detroit
streak here.
So, but yeah, I'm taking the Raiders. By the way, there is 6 spread picks this week. All right, next we have the 10-2 Minnesota Vikings heading to Detroit to Ford Field to take on the 5-7 Detroit Lions.
This is the first time we've been able to do this all year. I'm taking Detroit, and I'm taking them to cover -2.5. It's so easy. That is the easiest money ever.
It is.
I'm so excited for this week, man.
Listen, when I work on Monday, one of my work buddies asked me, he said, the line opened up right away. He goes, what do you think the spread is for the game? And when it opened up, it was even. And I was like, I don't know, Minnesota like -6.5 or something. And he told me it was even. I was like, what? And then an hour later, it switched to Detroit -1.5. I'm like, what? And then today, it changes to Detroit -2.5. The people in Las Vegas want you to bet on the Vikings so bad. They want you to put all that money on Vikings money line, Vikings plus 2.5, because they just are playing mind games. Us Detroit Lions fans, we are not fooled. We know why we're the favorites in this game, because we should have beat them weeks ago, months ago, and they know we're one of the best teams in the NFL, one of the best offenses in the NFL. We have great defensive rookies. Give me the Lions in this game.
I wonder what the implied point total is in this game. It's got to be like 50,
like 55. The over-under for points?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's probably like 55, 59, something like in that range.
This is going to be one of the highest scoring games of the year, if I had to guess.
Quick question. Aiden Hutchinson, number one defensive rookie in sacks, 6 per game. Who's second in the league in sacks, but from rookies?
From rookies?
Just a question,
Sauce
like randomly.
Gardner.
No.
I just didn't know if they were in like corner blitzes or anything with him.
It's James Houston of the Detroit Lions. Only played in 2 games. He has 3 sacks, which is second among rookies.
You're telling me it goes from 6 to 3?
Yeah.
I mean,
but yet Hutch isn't the defensive rookie of the year.
No,
it's Sauce Gardner.
I mean,
he's got the same amount of picks as Sauce Gardner.
He does. But Sauce Gardner probably has been thrown at less than Aiden Hutchinson.
I don't know. Aiden Hutchinson's probably been thrown at very few times.
Yeah, I know.
He don't guard guys.
I know.
But yeah, give me Detroit. Next, we have the 7-5 New York Jets taking on the 9-3 Buffalo Bills.
Give me the Buffalo Bills in this game. However, the spread is huge. Give me the Jets plus 9.5. That's 3 straight spread. That's 3 straight spread picks.
Knocking them out early.
Yeah, I want to get these out of the way.
I'm taking Buffalo here. I did not take any spreads because the Jets are weird. Like Mike White, they've been playing good. They took Minnesota to OT last week. It's weird because I could see Buffalo just winning big. They won big last week after I went against the spread on them. So I'm just going to take Buffalo straight up in this game. Next, we have the 8-4 Baltimore Ravens taking on the 5-7 Pittsburgh Steelers.
Lamar Jackson coming up hurt this week, out for probably a month or more at this point. Did they come out with what's going on?
I don't think they did yet, no. I don't think technically he has been ruled out for this game on Sunday, but it's seeming like he's not going to play.
They said days to weeks.
Yeah.
And then they came off what the injury was, and doctors are like, this is like a 3 to 4 week injury.
Yeah.
Like, he's not coming back anytime soon. Give me Pittsburgh. They've been winning football games recently.
They have. They've been pretty hot, too.
Yep, give me Pittsburgh.
Yeah, give me the Steelers. I am going to take Baltimore plus 3, though, just in case. Tyler Huntley was pretty good last year. He had a decent game yesterday as well Sunday when he filled in for Lamar. So give me Pittsburgh with Baltimore plus 3. Next, we have the 11-1 Philadelphia Eagles taking on the 7-4-1 New York Giants.
The Giants win last week, or they? Oh no, it was the tie. They tied. It was tied. The Giants have been in the middle of a slide, on a slump. Philly has really emerged as the best team in the NFC East, and I think they're going to continue to do that. Philly's got a great defense. They can stop the run. I don't think this will be a game where Saquon can really get it going. I think they're going to be playing from behind. You look at what the Eagles do. They get up on teams, and then they run the ball the rest of the game, and I think that's what's going to happen here. Give me Philly.
Yeah, I'm taking Philly as well. We need a Giants loss this week. The Commanders-Giants tie was about the worst thing that could have happened for the Lions because we own the tiebreaker over both of those teams. So we need them to start losing. The Giants have a really tough schedule to end the year. I'm going to go over that once we get into the playoff race. But I'm taking Philly in this game. However, I do think New York has a pretty good shot of winning this game. They still have to play Philly twice to end the year. I assume they don't want to get swept. This one's at home. I'm going to take the Giants plus 6.5. I think it's going to be close. I don't want it to be. Like, if I'm wrong in this one, I'd be happy with it. But that's just how I'm feeling. So Philly with Giants plus 6.5. Next, we have the 5-7 Cleveland Browns taking on the 8-4 Cincinnati Bengals.
I mean, the Browns, abysmal. They were bad last week on offense. They won the game with, 3 defensive touchdowns?
Yeah, 2 in the punt return.
And the punt, so defensive and special
33
teams.
defensive points for me in fantasy.
Damn, that's insane. Crazy. Yeah. That is crazy. The Browns didn't look good. They still won the football game. Deshaun looked absolutely terrible. It looked like somebody who hadn't played football in 2 years. I think he'll be better. Last time he played football, he was a top 5 QB in the NFL. I think he will eventually get back to that, but give him some time. But you don't have time when you're playing the Bengals. This Bengals team is good. Jamar had a great first week back. He had a lot of catches, was involved, didn't end with a touchdown. T. Higgins got one. P. Ryan got one. It was a super good game. I think this Cincinnati team is legit. Give me Cincinnati.
Yeah, I'm taking Cincinnati as well. In all seriousness, I do think Deshaun Watson will end up playing well, like you said. This was probably just a warm-up week for him. He's not played in quite some time. But yeah, Cincinnati, they looked way too good last week for me to take Cleveland. It's pretty crazy, though, because I was talking to one of my friends from class is a Browns fan. He's from Cleveland, so he's a big Cleveland sports fan. And Joe Burrow's 0-5 against the Browns in his 3 years in the NFL.
Something about that Ohio lifestyle.
Never beaten the Cleveland Browns.
Cincinnati's in Ohio, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
I said something as if Cincinnati's not in Ohio.
But yeah, he's never beaten the Browns. Obviously, earlier in this year when they played either Monday or Sunday night, I don't remember, the Browns blew out the Cincinnati Bengals. This is a different team. Bengals want revenge. Burrow's finally got to beat them. Give me Bengals -6 as well. I think they're going to win by a touchdown. Mm-hmm. So I went with 3 straight spread picks there as well. Next, we have the 4-8 coming off of a fresh L, Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the 7-5 Tennessee Titans.
We were at the game. We saw what Jamal and DeAndre Swift did to this Jacksonville team. I cannot imagine what a mammoth, a yeti, monster like Derrick Henry does to this defense. He is going to tear them apart. I think Tennessee wins this game by a lot. I didn't take the spread, though. Not that much.
So not by a lot.
No, I guess not.
Yeah, I'm actually going with the upset in this game. Give me the Jags. This team was, we're in the same position as them last week. It was like whoever wins this game has a chance at making the playoffs. Jacksonville, they got to bounce back. Tennessee did not look good last week against Philly. They're in shambles right now. They fired their GM this morning.
Yeah, that was weird.
Really random. This team is in the lead in their division and going to make the playoffs. Why would you fire your GM now? Maybe it was because A.J. Brown in person showed you how bad of a trade that was to trade him away. But who knows? I think that there's some turmoil going on there more than we all know. I'm going to take the Jags here in an upset.
I'm going to be honest. I think their GM sucks. Every year we always are surprised by how good they are with how little talent they have.
That's true. It's a Mike Vrabel thing, I guess.
How little talent they have is an issue of the GM, I think. I think their GM sucks.
I guess
as long as you got Mike Vrabel.
Next, we have the 1-10-1 Houston Texans taking on the 9-3 Dallas Cowboys.
Give me Dallas and give me their spread at -17. This Dallas Cowboys team looks unbelievable.
Yeah. I quit watching this game against the Colts at the midway through third quarter Sunday, and next thing you know, the end. I checked the score in the next day, and I was like, "What, dude?" Yeah. It was like a 1-possession game when I quit watching.
Yeah, I watched the entire game because I had Pittman. Yeah. They turned up so hard in the fourth quarter. It was a obliteration. It was one of those oh wait, we are this much better than you. We were playing down to you.
Literally, everyone scored a touchdown. Yeah, all the main dudes all scored touchdowns. Oh yeah, give me Dallas -17. Just like you said, it seems like a lot of points. It's really not. They beat the Colts by 25 last week. Houston is really, really bad. And they lost big against Cleveland that had a terrible offense. Imagine what Dallas is going to do to them. Give me the Cowboys.
Yeah, think about Minnesota. They beat Minnesota 40-3, right? Was that the final
something
score
like
of that
game?
It
was something like that, yeah.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Next, we have the 9-3 Kansas City Chiefs taking on the 3-9 Denver Broncos.
This game is going to suck. Give me the Chiefs. Any game that the Denvers are playing, that Denver is playing in, is
See how
going to
many
suck.
TVs this turns off.
It turns on the other two.
Oh, it turns on that. I think it just turned that one on. Oh, I think I can just get that one off now.
Oh,
I really got to angle it.
Yep. Angle it for the corner.
Oh, did I do it?
I think you did. I think you're good.
No, I turned that one on. I turned it on, dude. Wait, did I?
I don't think you did. I think we're good.
Shit. All right, whatever. Yeah, give me the Chiefs, but the Denver Broncos, they're the laughing stock of the NFL, clearly. I think they're going to cover +9. I don't know why. I saw it and I was like, I think they're going to cover. Mainly because they leaped ahead of us in the draft pick order. They don't have their pick. The Seahawks have their pick. So the Seahawks have the third pick now. Lions have fourth. Both not are even our own picks. But yeah, I'm going to take Denver +9.
Interesting. They have to score some points for that.
They do. Yeah, I know. It's pretty crazy. He only has 8 touchdowns on the year still, which is just crazy.
That is absolutely wild.
I'm pretty sure the stat I said last week of the whole entire Denver offense has less touchdowns than Jamal Williams. I think it is true.
I think it's true.
If Russ only has 8, there's no way they have 5 other touchdowns.
No, there's no way Mike Boone
Mike Boone has 0.
Murray.
Murray, I think, has like 1.
Yeah, I highly doubt they have more than Jamal Williams.
Which is just hilarious.
They suck.
Next, we have the 4-8 Carolina Panthers taking on the 7-5 Seattle Seahawks.
Give me the Seahawks. They just the Panthers just, like you said, released Baker Mayfield. Didn't even want to. He's gone. He wasn't a starter anyways, though, so it doesn't really affect them. But I think the spread is ridiculous on this game. Give me -3.5 for the Seahawks. I think they can beat this team, even though K9, your beloved running back, goes down.
They haven't said anything about that, right? I saw that he is technically questionable for Sunday, and he's not going to be out for that long. But he probably is going to miss this game.
Is Rashad Penny coming back this week?
That's what Ivan said, but I didn't know that. I thought he was out for the year.
It still says he's on IR,
right?
On fantasy.
And he probably has the option to be activated this week, but
I doubt he.
I thought he was out for the season.
Me too. I might pick him up.
I haven't looked up. I've seen DJ Dallas as a popular ad this week, but I honestly don't know.
I need DJ Dallas in my life. I need him bad.
Go do it.
Yeah, I will pick him up tonight.
I'm going with the upset in this game. Give me the Carolina Panthers on the road. Sam Darnold has been turning up since becoming the starter. I think he's only been the starter for 1 week, but yeah, give me Carolina to win this game. I don't know why. I just thought they're gonna win.
That's wild.
Plus, it'd be cool if it would help us out. The Seahawks about lost to the friggin' Rams last week with John Wolford. So I think Sam Darnold's slightly better than him. I'll go Carolina. Next, we have the 6-6 Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on the 8-4 San Francisco 49ers.
We called this a few weeks ago about the fact that Tampa Bay may be able to sneak into the playoffs and then just make a Super Bowl run. I think we nailed it. I think we were looking at it. It's staring us in the face. Tampa Bay is in the middle of their playoff push. However, I don't think
they are going to make the playoffs. Yeah, they're winning. They're going to win the division.
Are they winning it now?
Yeah, they have been all year. Their division sucks. No team is over 500 in that division.
I thought Seattle was in that division.
They're in the West.
Oh, okay. Then screw the Bucs, man. Their shit's so easy. Imagine if the Lions played in that division. We would dominate.
Oh, I know.
And so you know what? Now the whole narrative in my head has switched. Tampa Bay is fraudulent. Give me the 49ers.
Were you gonna take Tampa Bay?
No, but now instead of praising them, I'm going the opposite.
Okay.
I'm just pissed now.
Gotcha. Listen, Brock Purdy's going to have to make his first start this week. Your first start is going up against Tom Brady. Talk about being flustered. I mean, give me the Bucs in this game. San Francisco still probably has the best roster in the NFL, but I'm going to take the Bucs in this game. Sneaky upset over the 49ers. Sneaky. Sunday Night Football, we have the 8-4 Miami Dolphins taking on the 6-6 LA Chargers, who have been on Sunday Night Football 5 out of the last 4 weeks.
And I get it. They're electric.
Are they?
I mean, they're the Chargers. But no, they aren't. They're the worst run defense in football. It feels like they suck against the run. Give me Miami, who has shown that they can run the ball and throw the ball. They'll do it all against you. Yeah, that was rhyming. And give me their spread. I can't believe their spread is -3. Miami only -3.
Man, they've been all close.
To me, that's a -30 if I'm making that line myself.
You can, dude.
Yeah, I could take that, couldn't I? Give me Miami at -3.
The Chargers they're in shambles right now. I mean, this is a team that has lost a lot of games over the last so many weeks. They're 6-6 right now. They're looking outside into the playoff picture right now. They need to do something. I mean, it's you got to win games. You got to put together wins, especially on prime time. They've been losing all the prime time games close. They got to win one of them. Give me the Chargers in this game. It's a huge game. I need it because I need to win weekly picks. Give me the Chargers.
So really quick, just because these games are back-to-back and I have a big fantasy start-sit decision, do I go with Jeff Wilson against a terrible run defense or Rachaad White against a great run defense?
See, if Rachaad White doesn't score that touchdown at the end of the Bucs game, he doesn't have a crazy big game.
He probably has 9.
How many did he end with?
I'm going to guess 15.
Okay. I honestly didn't.
I think he had probably 5 catches for 40 yards.
In my half PPR league, I have him in my family league. I think he had 14, I'm pretty sure. But I don't know how many catches he got.
I think he had 4 or 5.
Okay. So, the thing is, I don't like the Jeff Wilson Mostert thing right now. I have Mostert in one of my leagues, and I'm staying away from him. I'm starting Michael Gallup over him this week. So, I would probably go Rachaad White, but it's risky.
Yeah,
I don't know.
They're both risky.
I think it's clear, though, Rashad White is better than Fournette at this point.
Yeah, the snap count didn't reflect that.
Yeah.
When you're sitting there watching, it's obvious because Leonard Fournette, every time he tries to get to the edge.
Dude.
Yeah, exactly. Every time he tries to get to the edge, he doesn't make it.
Yeah.
He can't get that far outside.
Not like that Fournette sucks at all aspects of football, but it's like they got to use him differently.
If he's not running a straight line, he's basically useless. I mean, for real. He did not look good, but that was my question.
Yeah. I would probably go White, but it's hard.
I don't know. I got to
wait till Sunday.
Hopefully, I get DJ Dallas and just start him over both,
true.
right?
Probably. It depends on what Rashad Penny's situation is. So.
Oh my God.
Monday Night Football. We have the 6-6 New England Patriots taking on the 4-8 Arizona Cardinals.
I think New England's the better coach team because they've got Coach Belichick, and I think the Arizona Cardinals are the worst coach team because they have Cliff Kingsbury. Give me New England.
Yeah, I'm going to take New England as well, but this is one of those games that I really don't know what to go with, so I used my last spread pick on Arizona plus 1.5. It's really tight. Kind of a safety net there because I don't know who's going to win. I would be nice if Arizona lost because it would still help out the Lions a little bit, but I'm gonna go with the either-or situation there. All right, we need to pick a tiebreaker, though, just in case, because I just remembered right now. What's a game that we picked? Tampa Bay, San Francisco?
Yep, I like that.
Do that?
Good game.
You got a pen?
No. We had one.
We did have one.
Yeah. Yeah, I ain't got no. We'll figure. We'll write.
We'll
down.
remember.
Yeah,
we'll
we
remember. We're not gonna tie anyways. I'm just gonna win.
We have great memories.
I have a great memory.
I don't.
I know. That's why I said I. All right. Let's talk about the playoff picture, dude. I'm like getting tired over here, dude.
You want to know the honest truth? I've had to use the bathroom since we're about 20 minutes into this.
You can if you want.
Not one of those bathrooms.
Oh.
I'm fighting through. Though.
You can hold it.
I'm fighting through for this. This is. I mean, good. I gotta show that I got that dog.
That's dedication.
Yeah, that podcast dog.
Exactly. Yeah, this is a late night cast, by the way. It's the first time. This is a late night cast. It's 10:10 right now. We ain't done one of these in a minute.
God damn.
It's late. All right, let's talk playoffs. Right now in the NFC, Philly, Minnesota, San Fran, Tampa Bay. That's your top 4 division winners. This is where it gets interesting. 5 seed is Dallas. There's still a world where Dallas ends up winning the division and Philly drops all the way to 5. That'd be pretty weird. 6 seed, New York Giants, sitting at 7-4-1. It sucks that they're 7-4-1 because if they end up finishing 10-6-1 and we finish 10-7, oh, that would irk me so much. But let's talk about the Giants' last 5 games. They have Philly, at Washington, at Minnesota, Indy, and at Philly. That is a tough last 5 games for the New York Giants. I think they win 2 games max out of those 5.
I agree.
So if they do win 2 games max in that situation, they would finish 9-7-1, which if we win out, we would have a better record, puts us above them. The Seattle Seahawks are the 7 seed right now. They passed Washington this week. They're 7-5. Their last 5 games are Carolina this week, San Fran, at Kansas City, New York Jets, LA Rams. They have an easier schedule than the Giants, but not easy by any means. I think 3 games is probably what they will win. That would put them at 10-7.
Oh, that's tough.
We don't own the tiebreaker over Seattle. They beat us earlier.
But we just need one of the wild card spots.
Exactly. We need one of those.
You're saying they're 6th?
They're 7th. They're 7th. And then we're 9th right now because Washington's still in there. So one of these teams can finish above us.
Yeah.
But that's it. Let's get to Washington. They're 7-5-1. They are on bye this week, so they have 4 games remaining. New York Giants at San Francisco, Cleveland, Dallas.
Damn.
That's a tough 4. That's a tough 4 games. That I think in all reality, we want Washington to beat New York next week. Actually, it doesn't matter if the Giants lose this week because then they have the same record, so it doesn't really matter who wins that game. But either way, Washington and the Giants have 2 tough schedules the remainder of the year.
Washington could go 0-4.
They could.
You give Deshaun 2 extra weeks of learning how to play football again, and the Cleveland Browns are a scary-ass team.
Washington has to win 3 out of those 4 to pass us if we win out. And that's hypothetically if the Lions win out. Let's talk about the Lions' last 4. We're sitting at 5-7 right now, 2 games out of the playoffs. Minnesota at home this week, at the New York Jets, at the Carolina Panthers, Chicago Bears at home, at the Green Bay Packers. This is what's going to happen. It's going to come down to Week 18 in Green Bay, in Lambeau. I know everyone is saying that these next 2 games are the games. This Minnesota game and at Jets is like the most important games. On paper they are, but like the Lions don't win in Lambeau Field. Like it's something historically we don't do. They've won like 3 times there in the last 30 years. Like we don't win there very often. So it's going to be tough. The Lions we don't need to win out. We can afford to lose a game.
Not necessarily afford, but it can happen.
We can lose a game and still get in, but it makes things way tougher. If we just win out, it would be way better. But we got to take it week by week, because these are not easy games. This Minnesota game is huge. I just can't wait to watch it.
Me either, man. This game is going to be awesome to watch. We're going to be back home with our buddies, and not that we weren't with our buddies at the game, but with our whole clan.
Yeah, exactly.
We get hype. It's basically like we're at the game anyways. Yeah. Last time we all watched together, we were doing the wave. And just like in real, just like we did at the game. So it's actually not much different. If you want a Lions game experience, come over.
So yeah, the Lions, obviously we would love them to win out because it would give us pretty good chances to get in, I would say, with those remaining schedules for the Giants and Commanders.
So is there a world where we finish 10-7 and don't get in?
Yeah, because those teams tied. There's definitely a world. There's a world where Seattle wins out, or Seattle goes 10-7 as well. They get in over us, and the Giants and Commanders both go 10-6-1, and we don't get it.
Yeah, that tie blows.
It really blows
tie was
because
terrible.
If either one of those teams were to finish 10-7, we would get in over them because we beat them both.
NFL, remove the tie.
Exactly.
Why can games still end at a tie? Do a kickoff. Do something. Oh my God.
Do a kickoff.
Like in soccer, like a free kick thing.
I know.
But I mean, obviously, the whole game shouldn't come down to your field goal kicker.
I just immediately thought of like just a regular kickoff. I'm like, they have to just return kicks until somebody returns it.
Until somebody houses
That'd be kind of fun. First one to return it to like the 50 wins.
Yeah, the line, you start at like first person, or the first time you go the round, if you get a touchdown, you win. Then you move that line 10 yards back.
Yeah.
Then if you get inside the 10, you make it. If you get inside the 20, you're in. Inside the 30. That'd be complicated. That'd be hype. I think it'd be easy.
So yeah, and then obviously behind the Lions, the Green Bay Packers are still right behind us. They're 5-8. They're only a half game behind. They still have a chance of getting in. I didn't write down their schedule because who cares?
Who gives a shit? They have to play the Lions. So.
Exactly. Atlanta Falcons, they're 5-8. Didn't write down their schedule because I'm not very scared of them. And then the Arizona Cardinals are at 4-8. Don't really think they have much of a chance either. Quickly, we can go over the AFC playoff picture because it's pretty entertaining. At least there's more teams that have a chance to get in the AFC than the NFC, which is definitely good for us because we want less teams. But in the AFC, Bills, Chiefs, Baltimore, Tennessee are your 4 division leaders right now. 3 wildcard teams are the Bengals, Dolphins, and Jets. So the Bills jumped from, I think, the 5 or 6 seed last week all the way up to 1 this week. AFC is really tight, especially with Kansas City losing. And then right outside, the Patriots and Chargers are 1 game outside of the playoffs right now, with the Raiders, Browns, and Steelers all only 2 games out. So it could get really interesting in the AFC.
It definitely could get interesting.
It has been like the last so many years. It just comes down to like 3 teams could all make it right up to the last week.
Just a lot of good teams in the AFC. Lots of them.
Steelers are going to find a way to get in. They're going to find a way to go 9-8 and get in. It's just going to happen.
It's classic Steelers.
Classic Steelers.
We're going to be mediocre forever.
We're just barely going to get over 500, sneak in the playoffs, lose, and call it a good season.
Yeah. Say Mike Tomlin has never had a losing year. They do it for that reason.
Hey, but they never had a losing year though, so I guess I'll give it to them. Okay, what do we want to talk about now? Because we have a couple options here. We want to talk a little bit about college basketball. We can talk Pistons a little bit, like we're watching here, and then we have our NBA thing to go over.
I think we do college hoops, our NBA list, and we finish it. I mean, what Pistons talk? What does that look like right now?
Just talk about what's going on. Yeah, exactly.
That's what it looks like.
And I think a little sneak peek. I have a Pistons trivia game I want to play with Easton and Berryhill. We'll probably record that this weekend. So you might hear this. That might be the next episode. So we don't need to talk crazy Pistons. But Cade's been out. And the other night, if you guys saw on Twitter, John Morant and Cade were dapping each other up after the game. And Cade said something along the lines of, it seemed like he said done for the season somewhere in there. And then Ja says damn after. I'm not a great lip reader, but that's kind of what the comments were saying. We don't know what's going to happen with Cade. He obviously really wants to play, but no one knows. Like James Edwards said on his podcast earlier, like, I don't, like, if I knew, you guys would all know. Like, it's not, I'm not hiding any information. Like, I don't know what's going to happen.
Do you know how much money he would make if he was the one to break that report?
Yeah, exactly.
It really helps him out.
So, we want Cade to come back, obviously, but if he has to be out the rest of the year, it's fine. Killian Hayes has looked really good in his absence. He's finally starting to hit threes. Sadiq Bey has been iffy. a lot of people I think are overreacting to Saddiq Bey's struggles. He's just not hitting threes. He's still driving the ball really well and finishing at the hoop and getting to the free throw line more than he has in his first couple seasons. He just isn't hitting threes.
Yeah, and defensively, I think he's gotten his something's different, a little bit different. He doesn't seem quite as clamps, and I don't know if that's the emergence of how good of a defender Livers has proved to be. I mean, Livers is absolutely clamps in the NBA, and it seems like he's almost taking that Saddiq role.
Yeah, I think so. I think Saddiq is more of he's not much of a great perimeter defender. I think he's much better guarding bigger wing players like fours.
A little bit slower.
Which would be nice if he could play the four. Obviously, we have Bojan because Bojan is that guy there. But yeah, I think Saddiq is more built to guard fours than to guard
he's
wing players.
He's so strong and sturdy.
Exactly. And he's just not as quick on the perimeter as those other guys
and dependable.
Jalen Duren obviously has been doing good. Jaden Ivey's been in and out of the rotation. I guess there isn't much to talk about. Beef Stew's back and he's been playing really well.
He's a monster.
He's having a really good year.
Player? Other than Bojan?
Probably. I would say it's probably Beef Stew. Yeah.
I think so too. I think that's how good he's been.
Maybe it's Alec Burks, dude.
Oh, could be Alec Burks. He doesn't even get the minutes to be the best player.
He's been getting like decent minutes, but
18,
like tonight I think he had a really good game.
He gets like 20 points on 18 minutes every night. It's crazy. It's crazy.
That's pretty much it for Pistons talk, though. I mean, like I said, we're gonna talk a little bit more about that.
Let's go to college hoops.
I have actually something I want to ask you because I forgot I wrote this down. I heard this on the Pistons broadcast tonight, so I hope you weren't listening when this happened. Bojan Bogdanovic is one of 3 players in the NBA this year, averaging 20-plus points on 50% shooting from the field and 40% from 3. This, by the way, if this is wrong, blame Greg Kessler, not me, because I didn't do it. It's not your fault. Who are the other 2 players in the NBA to average 20 points per game this year on 50% from the field, 40% from 3? Only 3 guys in the whole league are doing it.
Here you go, Steph Curry.
Steph Curry is one of them. Yeah. You are correct. The second one is much harder.
Yeah, Steph Curry is just putting together like the greatest shooting season we've ever seen by far, and he's like 10th in MVP voting.
And do you see that video of him hitting all them full court shots?
Yeah. Do you know it was fake?
Yeah, I know, but like, how do you fake that?
Yeah, it looks so clean. It's the cleanest because the balls even like roll all the way to the sidelines.
It's not like that LeBron video where the ball goes way out of frame and then comes back in. Like the ball's in frame the whole time.
Yeah, I don't know how they added that. The other guy is harder. Is it De'Aaron?
It is not De'Aaron.
AD?
Not AD.
I know like 40% 3 is kind of where I'm locking in, but I don't want to think too much.
This is a wing. This is a 3/4. This is a 3/4. I'll give you that.
Okay. My next 3/4. So it's not going to be a Jan. It's Tatum?
Not Tatum.
Brown.
Not Brown.
Yeah, he's a 2-3.
This is a guy that is not in the top tier of players.
Okay, so he's like next tier down probably?
Yeah.
Ish.
I don't really know.
Okay. West or East?
West.
Western Conference, 3 or 4. Harrison Barnes?
No. Definitely better than Harrison. I mean, you think Harrison Barnes averaging 20 points a game? Like, you're good enough to average 20. Do you think he's averaging 20?
I think he's... Let's look it up while I keep thinking. I bet you he's close. Hey, wing averaging about 20 points a game.
Not about.
He is. Yeah. I meant above or around.
I know.
Is it like...
I want you to guess it because it's like pretty funny. And
is it Kuz?
Okay, I'll give you a hint. No, Harrison Barnes averaging 13 points per game.
Not even close. You were right.
I'll give you a hint. Kuzma's a pretty good guess. This will lead us into our list. This will lead us into our next topic.
So it's like Lowry.
It is Lowry Markkinen. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Lowry Markkinen is the other guy. Which is pretty crazy, yeah.
Yeah, that gave it away.
I know. Yeah.
Segue.
So yeah, let's talk about that. Psych! I want to talk about one more thing.
You're throwing curveballs at me. I can only hit fastballs.
Look, I know you're not an MLB guy, but MLB so free agency is going on right now, and I'm a big MLB guy.
I've been following. All
right, tell me the signings so far.
DeGrom went to the Mets. And
he was on the Mets.
To the Rangers, and Verlander went to the Mets.
Yes, you're right.
Eat that.
What about Trey Turner?
Oh, no idea. Who is
Big time. You know Trey Turner.
He's the shortstop?
Yeah.
I don't know where he went.
He does the cool slides.
Now you're getting...
You've probably seen one.
Yeah, probably.
He signed an 11-year deal with the Philadelphia Phillies, who are coming off a World Series appearance. So that's a huge signing for them. Dave Dombrowski goes out and spends big money again. But there was one thing I wanted to talk about. The MLB draft lottery. The first year of the MLB draft lottery was this year. The results just came out tonight. Pittsburgh Pirates 1, Washington Nationals 2, Detroit Tigers 3. We got lucky because we were supposed to be 6, and we jumped up to 3.
And we say, hell yeah. Hell
Texas
yeah.
Rangers 4, Minnesota Twins 5, and Oakland Athletics 6. They were tied for the best odds, and they fell all the way to 6th. Only the top 6 is done in the lottery.
Weren't the O's the team that were the bad
nobody went to
year?
any of the games.
Because they're trying to move, right?
Their owner's like an asshole. Yeah, and he wants them out of
Screw the A's. That's the way they should have done it.
Exactly, and they fell to the 6th pick.
Yeah, screw
The
y'all.
funniest part though is the Twins jumped up to 5. The Twins were the 13th worst team this year. Like they were almost 500.
Damn.
And they jumped up to 5. So I don't know how the lottery works 100%. Like I don't really get how a team that's not in the bottom 6 can jump in if only the bottom 6 is done through the lottery. I don't really understand how that works at all. But that's how they did it. So the Twins are number 5, and the Tigers get lucky and jump up to 3.
That's hype.
All right, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about with MLB. Do we want to do college basketball or our list?
I mean, college basketball, we've just been in such mediocrity.
Yeah, I was pretty much just going to mention the last couple games and talk about the games coming up.
We might as well.
Yeah. So MSU last night, first conference, or not last night, Sunday night. I think it was Sunday night.
I think it was Sunday.
First conference game against Northwestern, coming off of a blowout loss against Notre Dame. Finally in conference play, back at home. Got to beat Northwestern. We don't. We lose to Northwestern. This is the 3rd time we've lost to Northwestern in the last 4 years. Northwestern. I mean, that is a poverty team in the Big Ten, and we've been losing to them. They beat us 2 games in a row now. Such a bad L for this MSU team. We need to get Malik Hall back. Jaden Akins returned, but it wasn't enough. It's the same thing. It's the turnovers. It's the constant spurts of no scoring. Our main guys will have times where they just go non-existent. It's really unfortunate. We take on Penn State tomorrow night, which is not going to be an easy game. Penn State has been playing really well lately. They've been one of the sleeper teams in the Big Ten right now. I think they're like 5-2. So that's not we're favored to lose in that game. It's not going to be an easy game. And then after that, we have a couple non-conference games. We play against Brown, Oakland, and Buffalo. So unless Rocket Watts has his revenge game, should be 3 wins there, and then we get to fully in Big Ten play. Mm-hmm. And then for Michigan, they took on Kentucky on Sunday. We didn't get to watch it because we were obviously at the Lions game. Played it close, ended up losing. Hunter Dickinson was talking hella shit about Drew Timme not guarding Oscar Tshiebwe, which shout out to Dickinson for guarding him, I guess, but it's not really on Timme for guarding him, I guess.
I think that's horseshit.
Dickinson's talking like he's some all-league defender or something.
Or as if Drew Timme's sitting there making the game plan.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Do you realize he's the player, not the coach?
Yeah.
The coach is probably thinking, Timme, you suck at defense. Go guard somebody else.
Literally, yeah. Why would you put him on the best player in the country if he's bad at defense?
To me, that seems like a great decision. Way to slide into your role, Timme, and not be a selfish dumbass. Right? And be like, I know I need to guard him.
Exactly.
I'm the best big man in the country. I need to guard this guy who I can't guard. I don't know. But Dickinson, you did guard him.
And Dickinson has been playing very, very well. I'm not talking shit about I mean, I am, but you get what I'm saying.
And he's been the best center. I mean, he's averaging, 22 and 13
Yeah,
right
he's
now.
averaging over 20 points
He's ridiculous. So I get it. You're talk your shit, and especially about Timme. You want to be viewed as the best big in the country. You got to go out and prove your point. So I get it, but it was just I feel like it was the weird time to go at him.
Exactly. So yeah, Michigan though, they've lost a couple games in a row.
Yeah.
They take down I think it's they haven't played a conference game yet, right? Yeah, no. I didn't think so. They take on Minnesota in their next conference game. I don't know if that's Wednesday or Thursday. It's probably one of those days. And then they have a 3-game stretch before they get into Big Ten play. They take on Lipscomb, who made the tournament a year or two ago, but I doubt they should win that game. Then they go to North Carolina to take on the Tar Heels. Gonna be a tough game. And then they have an even tougher game when they take on the Central Michigan Chippewas at home. And then they go into full in Big Ten play.
Good luck against Ben Marley?
Max Marley.
Max Marley? Yeah, good luck. He's a bucket.
They had some dude the other day that they played against Alma. Let's give some perspective. Who has not played he's averaging 0.5 points per game this year. Put up 20 and 10 on didn't miss from the field.
Damn, that's fire.
I didn't watch the game. I just saw this box score, but I just thought that was.
We got to go catch some CMU games. We got to. Are they good this year?
No.
I mean, they just haven't.
I mean, maybe they'll be better, but I don't.
They've been so bad for so many years now.
They have been.
It's been. I mean, since. I mean, even with Marcus Keene, they weren't very good.
No, they didn't make the tournament.
Just exciting.
Yeah. They were. Yeah, you could at least go watch them.
Yeah, but they haven't been good since the Chris Fowler days.
No.
But man, I would love.
Like I could go watch him, but like,
what am I going to see?
I would rather sit here and watch the Pistons.
Same.
Sorry, sorry, Chippewas.
Yeah, facts. But good job, good football.
Fire up though.
Fire up. Yeah, fire up.
And then tonight, it's probably going on right now. Number 17 Illinois is taking on number 2 Texas, which is a pretty big game. All right, finally we are to our list. How far in are we?
Just about 54 minutes.
Not bad. All right, right now we are doing our top 5 breakout players list so far through this season / most improved player. Mm-hmm. This is a hard list. You know, we talked about this before because it's really subjective. That's why I said breakout players, because most improved player is an award that's decided by a group of people that we don't know what the criteria is. This is what we think is the top 5 breakout players.
Honestly, it's the most bullshit award in basketball. They really screwed up by giving it to Ja.
Yeah, they
did. Just throws a wrench in everything, because every guy that I want to put on this list, I feel like doesn't belong on the list.
Exactly.
I have 3 guys. My 5 through 3, I all think should be eliminated from even like
too. 2
contention.
Of them should be, yeah.
I don't even think they should be able to contend for the award, because I think they were too good before. But my 5 is kind of crazy. Are we ready to jump right in?
Yeah, I think so. I don't have any honorable mentions. There's probably dudes I forgot, if I'm being honest, because there isn't anything to like look up to like base my list off of.
I did have an honorable mention, but I'm not going to remember who it was. I'm going to shout out Lonnie Walker.
Okay.
He hasn't gotten. He's gotten like 4 points better. He went from 12 to 16. My number 5 is Anthony Davis.
That's what I was wondering, like if I should put him on my list or not.
He's improved. He has shocked the world. He's all of a sudden one of the best players in basketball, going toe-to-toe with Giannis. He's averaging 49 over his last 2 games. Take it with a grain of salt, but he's averaging like 13, 14 rebounds a game this year. He's been balling, man. Shout out AD, giving him some love, because feels like everything's been so negative about him lately. So when he's doing good, I'm going to praise him.
He's balling, and he doesn't shoot that many threes anymore, which is nice. He just is living in that short corner,
shooting
elbow,
like 9 free throws a game
area. Yeah, exactly. He's been balling, playing really good defense too. Did you see what happened with AD tonight? So on Prize Picks, they do these random like offers, like where they lower guys' lines or whatever. And
you can like score 1.5 points.
So like
or whatever.
AD, well, they didn't do it like they just lowered it a little bit for this one. AD's usually, I think tonight he was at like 28 or 29.5. They lowered it to 23.5. So obviously most people are going to take it. I didn't, because I didn't notice it. I just saw it on Twitter afterwards. 23.5. AD left the game tonight against Cleveland in like the second quarter with flu-like symptoms. Like just came out of the game, was playing in the game, came out of the game, and just went to the locker room, was like done.
I wonder what Vegas knows. Vegas must have known.
Prize Picks isn't even Vegas either. Like they're like their own. They're like their own thing.
Was Prize Picks the one that did the Herbert line?
Oh no, that was DraftKings.
Oh, okay.
But they did. They did KD on Thanksgiving, or like the weekend of Thanksgiving. They lowered his points to like 21.5, and he did not even hit.
Had to be the first time in his career.
Exactly. Yeah. Like he didn't even get it.
That's ridiculous.
It's so weird. Like how do they know? Like they pick these games.
It's so weird how they do that.
Like how do you know AD's gonna leave with flu-like symptoms, dude?
It happens too often for them not to know.
Right.
Like, it's not like it's coincidental once a year. It happens once a month.
The Herbert touchdown one is still, like, the most terrible one of all time.
It's ridiculous.
It got the whole country. Like, they felt so bad that they did another one the next day that was even easier.
Yeah.
All right, my number 5 is Tyrese Halliburton. I feel like he should be higher, but at the same time, I almost didn't put him on this list because he was already a really good player before, and he's not averaging much better. It's just like he's really embraced this leader role on a team that is playing pretty well. Last year, he averaged 17.5 and about 9.5 assists. He hasn't gone up much. He's averaging 19 points a game and 11 assists this year, but he leads the league in assists. He's shooting the ball pretty efficiently. And he, like I said, he's just been like one of the best floor generals in the league, and this Pacers team is fun. Like Andrew Nembhard had 35 and 13 last night, which is just crazy out of a rookie. So
Nembhard went to Gonzaga, right?
Yep.
Let's go. My number 4 is Reese. I think he's been balling this year. Again, he's one of those guys that I wish wasn't even on the list. I wish he wasn't in contention. He's a second-year player. I expect that guy to take a jump. But you know, who knows? It's the way it works now. But Reese has been balling this year.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
My number 4 is Anthony Simons of the Portland Trailblazers. Absolutely been going off this year. He actually leads the league in minutes per game this year, at 37 minutes per game. Large part because Damian Lillard has been in and out of the lineup for Portland for a large majority of this year. But yeah, he jumped up from 17.5-ish points per game with 4 assists last year up to 25 points per game this year and 4.5 assists. I mean, he's really been going off. Efficiency's about the same, but he's clearly has higher volume. And it's just nice to see him improve even more because last year he was a most improved player guy. And he has a very good chance of being an all-star this year, which would be crazy.
I didn't put him on my list. He probably is the respectable honorable mention. But he's been absolutely balling this year. The Portland Trailblazers, I mean,
they're a good team.
I'm watching clips on Jeremy Grant. Have you seen the way he changed his jump shot? It's pretty awesome. It's really cool.
He's been playing really well. It's nice to see.
It is cool to see. Yeah, I miss Jeremy, but I think
like
it's gonna work out
better though.
Yeah,
Low-key.
Me too. Low-key.
Yeah.
He's just like funnier.
He's better than
and
Jeremy.
He's cool.
Yeah,
he's just like awesome.
Yeah.
My number 3 is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He is the most improved player in the NBA according to last year's criteria. This is my awards. This is who I want to win the award. I don't think he should be here, but he went from an all-star. He is now in superstar level of dominance. He has been balling, and that's an improvement. Going from all-star to superstar, you're improving. So I get it. He's averaging like 30 points a game.
He's still breaking out either way. Like whether it's most improved player award or not, he's still breaking out.
Definitely. He's emerged as a superstar, as a top-tier point guard player in this entire league. I'm really excited to see the rest of the year from him. I hope he just stays playing the whole year. I don't want but OKC's going to shut him down.
I think he will. Yeah. I mean, I don't know, because like I watched a video recently, or actually it was before the season started, about like how OKC shut Shai down the last 2 years, and both of them actually were like valid reasons that they shut him down. Really? Like it wasn't just like trying to tank. Like he legit was dealing with an injury for like a chunk of the season. It just made sense to shut him down.
Gotcha.
But they could still do it though. I mean, who knows? Like they easily could. My number 3 is Shai as well. I think that he is the most improved player, like you said, but he hasn't, these other guys above him, I think, have broken out more. Shai went from averaging 24.5 points, about 6 assists, 5 rebounds, to 31 points per game, 6 assists, 5 assists, 5 rebounds. Shooting the ball much better though, 51% from the field compared to 45 last year. Just a little bit better from 3. He just has been unreal this year. I mean, like on all levels. Defensively, obviously, he's still one of the best two-way guards in the league. But his shot creation he's always had some of the best shot creation in the league. It's just, can he hit the shots when he does it? This year he is at a very high clip. He's been really good. He's number 3.
He's so smooth when he starts getting downhill. He's got the pull-up. He'll finish around
you. His pull-up is so dirty.
So nice. My number 2 is Bol Bol. What an awesome guy to see on this list. A lot of people thought his NBA career might be moving towards, never really getting started even. He has been balling this year. I don't know what his numbers are. I didn't write them down. He's probably averaging like 14, 15 points a game this year.
Somewhat close.
He's just absolutely balling. And the thing is, it's not like he's just his numbers. He's gotten an increased role. I don't believe that's what happened. I believe he's more confident than ever. He's playing within himself.
He's a legit
much more.
NBA player now.
Yeah, and in Denver, when he was on the floor, you watched him and was like, damn, this guy sucks.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't belong on the floor. I understand why Denver didn't play him. He didn't look good in Denver.
Right.
It wasn't that they weren't using him right or anything. I just think he wasn't as good. He improved. He's been balling for the Magic. He just looks so comfortable out there. And they have one of the coolest lineups. With his ability to play the 2 or the 3, it's pretty crazy. Their lineups that they toss on the floor.
Bol Bol is my number 2 as well. You were close with the points, averaging 12.5 points per game this year, 7.5 rebounds, about 2 blocks, shooting 60% from the field and 41% from 3. I mean, he probably only shoots 2 or 3 threes a game, but still shooting 60% from the field is pretty unreal from a perimeter-centric guy that he is. This is most improved because it's not like you can compare his numbers to last year. I mean, like, the dude has played less than 50 games in his NBA career. He's played 5 minutes per game his first 3 years in the NBA. Like, he just straight up has not played, and we thought he was done. It's still, I saw the tweet today. I think it'll come up all the time this season, but it's just the what up, no Bol from the Pistons when we traded for him, and I see that all the time, and it's just like, you just think about it, like, wow, like we could have Bol Bol on this roster and it wouldn't be any different, except Rodney McGruder wouldn't be on it and Bol Bol would be. Like, it wouldn't have affected the timeline by any means. Bol Bol wouldn't have won us any more games or anything. So it's like, it's pretty tough that trade never goes through. But also, maybe Bol Bol's not as good as he is in Orlando. Maybe he's just flourishing in that environment. Like you said, he just looks way more confident, and he is a legit rotational player for them, which is cool to see, because Bol Bol was always one of those what-if guys.
Yeah, it just shows how genius our GM is. He just makes good move after good move after good move. Exactly. That was going to be a good move, but the NBA was like, nah. My number 1 is Lauri Markkanen. I think he's the obvious one. He's just, taking the Utah Jazz, we all thought would suck, to being this really, really good team. and it's been in no other part than him. He's been absolutely balling. He shoots the shit out of the ball. He said he's 50-40 on the year. He's 7'3". This guy is massive. And people were calling him a bust. The Bulls traded him after 3 years because they didn't think he would do much, and they're trading for Vooch and everything. And he went to Cleveland, had a great year in Cleveland. He really did. But now that his role has increased, he is just taking it right in stride and has been balling. I think he is the clear. If he doesn't get the award and Shea does, they've just really messed up the way I think it should be viewed.
We're also 20 games into the year. Much more.
I'm saying at this point. Right. At this point right now. If Shea were to, if they stopped the year
I get what you're
and
saying.
Shea won it, it'd be a problem.
Yeah, but I think so too. Lauri Markkanen is number one. He's going to be an all-star this year. At least I assume. Who knows what'll happen? There's still plenty of time before that. But yeah, he's jumped up about 7 points per game. He's jumped up about 3 rebounds per game, and his efficiency has gone through the roof as the number one option on this Utah Jazz team that definitely has fallen off quite a bit. But they're still a respectable team. They can beat you on any given night. And Markkanen has established himself as in that tier of pretty good players in the NBA. Last year he was a really good role player for a Cleveland team. He was, I think, he was on the JJ Redick podcast recently, and he talked about, last year in Cleveland playing the 3 was huge for him because it was able to him to expand his game much more than before in Chicago. And obviously now we're seeing that, in an increased role that he legit can play inside, outside, and do it all. So shout out to Markkanen for being number one.
He's hitting tough ass pull up jump shots, post fadeaways. It's not like he's just scoring the ball. He's doing it in tough ways.
Yeah.
He's been balling. I want to see him go back to being a role player in a team. I want to see him go back to being the 4th option on a team.
Yeah.
And see how good that imagine him on the Celtics. Think about how good that team would be at basketball. So I want to see him get back to a championship contender.
He'll probably get a bag though. Now.
Yeah, and I know, and I don't really, and it sucks because the team that gives him the bag.
That he gets a bag.
Well, the team that gives him the bag is gonna be. I think they're not gonna be very good.
Well, yeah, because they'd have to have money.
Yeah, exactly. And
the good teams don't have money,
and their best player is gonna be Lauri Markkanen.
Yeah, exactly.
Which, how far does he realistically take you? I don't know.
Yeah.
But
and exactly, it's cool to see him as the one option, but will him as the one option on a team ever relate to really good team? No, it won't. We're being honest here. The Utah Jazz great start was obviously, we all knew it was going to come to an end. So, now if you had Victor Wembanyama,
it's a different story.
We'll see. All right, everybody, that's it. Thank you for listening. Like I said, look out for the next episode. Pistons trivia will probably be. If not, we'll see you back next week. Go Lions. Bye.
Bye.